Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us for this video. I'm David Yulovich and I lead the security business here at Cisco. And I have the privilege to be here with our Chief Security and Trust Officer, John Stewart, a friend of the business and a friend of mine, and keeping Cisco and all of our customers safe. So I'm going to talk about the annual cybersecurity report, the 2017 annual cybersecurity report that we have. And this year is the 10-year anniversary of the report. It provides key industry insights and findings that we take from all the threat intelligence we have across our business, as well as a collection of results from 2,900 customers that we went out and surveyed. So at Cisco, we have, for people that aren't familiar, we have more than 5,000 people working across the business to build great products that also enables us to collect telemetry and gather data. We also work across the portfolio to incorporate public and private feeds, as well as be partners in the open source community to really get a pulse of what's happening in the security community, as well as taking all that intelligence we gather, turn that into real-time protection into our products, and delivering that to Cisco customers. The best part is we get to feed all that telemetry into our cybersecurity report. So here to share a little bit of the findings, I want to ask you the first question, which is that one of the things that struck me in this report was that the consequences that organizations are dealing with from the public disclosure of a breach. They're not just dealing with the operational disruption or the loss of customers, but they're just dealing with declining revenue, and they're dealing with the overall complexity of trying to respond to a breach. So what are the biggest barriers preventing organizations today from improving their security? Do they just have to buy another product?
Not quite, but we do know that the survey of the 2,900 customers and frankly just the constant pulse that we've kept on the industry have led to 3 different issues. 2017, we're still talking about security budgets. It has not changed. Perennial challenge every year. The second is this disparate systems problem. This is the one that's really started to emerge. I've got so many vendors, so many products. They're not integrating. I'm spending an incredible amount of energy upgrading aging infrastructure, and I'm having to bolt on security at the end versus actually embed it from the start. And then the third one, which has shown up pretty consistently, is this whole I can't find enough trained personnel. So those 3 are the big top reel that actually showed up this year.
So we know that we can't just get them another product and they can't find the right people. So how are we going to help organizations overcome these challenges then?
So the way that the survey actually writes it out is that first, existing industry and enterprise customers are just stretching their budget. In some case, adopting expertise from an outsourced provider. As you know all too well, coming from one of the cloud security solutions, relying more and more on cloud solutions for ease of implementation and speed. And then, of course, there's this automation vehicle of how, in fact, we can take technology to adapt to some of the problems. What we've obviously got to deliver, and it's in the industry as well as certainly us here at Cisco, is this integrated security strategy that's more effective and cost-effective, and then, of course, well risk managed, with a really good resourced expert IT security team that we're going to help build, frankly, with our customers, that ultimately lead to the right tools, processes, and policies all working together in an automated way.
I think that's right, and a huge area of our focus is to really simplify things and make them all work together. One of the other things that really struck me in the report was not just this focus on time to detection, that window of time between compromise and the detection of a threat, but really we know that that's a useful metric, and we've talked about that in past years, and I know that we certainly hold ourselves accountable to that time to detection. But this year, there was a new metric that was new to us, which is how quickly attackers are shifting their tactics and evolving to avoid that detection. So talk to us about that.
So it's always innovation. The attack team grows, the defense team grows, it goes back and forth, and we're constantly trying to outgame each other. And we've been tracking time to detect for years. It's actually a really good, strong indicator of security effectiveness. That said, we know that we've got to look at something else, which is how quickly are attackers evolving to adapt their techniques, and as a result, essentially maintaining the effectiveness of the malware they're headed towards us. So we did analysis on 6 different malware families to measure what we call time to evolve. The time that basically says malware delivery has changed and the duration between those changes so that we know how fast we have to adapt to protect our customers. We compared them both, and as you might imagine, are using those benchmark metrics in concert to determine how fast we as a business have to be.
So that's interesting. So this idea that the malware families are evolving and actually changing their approaches to actually infect victims. I think the report pointed out that some of them were relying on just a handful of approaches and delivery methods, but others were using up to 10 different approaches to infect their victims.
Yeah, and you can see the story, right? So you got fast and frequent evolution as a new approach by which to overwhelm the defense teams, where the malware families are behaving very differently. But we know this, human expertise cannot be thrown at this and actually solve it. We, in fact, are demonstrating that the time to evolve is proving that you need integrated security architecture with near real-time insight, automated detection, and then, of course, this third rail, which we've got to get right, which is automatic defense.
Yeah, I think, as you know, that's a huge area of focus for the portfolio. The goal of really trying to help our customers simplify their security by automating their security and automating that defense. So thank you for joining us, John. Clearly, we have a lot of work to do. I appreciate you joining us for this video, and I would encourage you, we just covered a tiny snapshot of what's in this annual cybersecurity report. So go online, and you're going to learn about the behavior of attackers, the behavior and new trends of defenders to mitigate those attacks, the impact on organizations of breaches, new industry developments, along with all of our suggestions for how the state of the industry can improve. So if you're interested in learning more, please visit the website to download the report. And thank you, John, for joining us.
Always a pleasure, bud.